Yo, what's up, y'all? Today I'm coming at you with a thoughts and review somewhat on DanDaDan. Yeah, this series is kind of weird, but kind of cool at the same time. But yeah, let's go ahead and get up into the video. So this series, man. So when I first heard of this, I automatically saw this one panel of this weird looking granny that people have just been talking about whenever they bring it up. And I've been seeing it for a minute, and I decided like a couple weeks ago, let me sit down and read this. It's only 8 chapters, so I'm gonna just catch up and see what it's about. And when I caught up to 8 chapters, I'm actually thoroughly entertained with this series, but still weirded out in certain aspects. That granny, bro, the granny, I'm just like, dog, what is up with that? Because first of all, when I first seen it, I'm like, okay, it looks creepy. Which by the way, before I get any further, the art in DanDaDan, man, I gotta remember this artist's name. I'm gonna insert it eventually, probably on the screen. But the artist, man, that art is beautiful. Especially some of those panels with like the crab thing going on in the recent chapters. They be looking on point. But back to what I've been saying. But the granny, first of all, she's just got to be the most out of pocket thing antagonist I've ever seen. But before I get deeper into her, we do have the two main characters, Ayase and Ken, who so far for 8 chapters they're okay. Their personalities are definitely kind of like things I've seen before, but I could see it already being kind of executed a little bit different, specifically with Ken, because he's a nerdy character. He's a typical nerd. He's walking around, he's got books or whatnot. People pick on him, they don't really give him any attention. But he also has this thing where he kind of stands up for himself at the same time, depending on who the person is. He actually doesn't mind speaking his mind. It's just that the way he goes about it sometimes is what draws people away from him. And Yase says that in one of the chapters. But his character so far, I actually don't mind it, and I think it's actually has a lot of potential to grow into something better. And his design, I like his design when he has the new hair, I guess the curly hair going on. I think that's a way better design than what he had before. So hopefully he doesn't get that change back. I like the hairstyle he got now. I think it fits, and I think that'll make people come to the series a lot more when they see him like that. And Ayase, I kind of like her, and at the same time, I'm kind of like, I don't know if she's gonna grow on me or not that much, but so far, I like her stern personality. She's a lot more direct compared to Ken. Her magic abilities and when she gets it, how strong she is pretty cool. Kind of reminds me of Noelle a little bit from Black Clover, but I think they're still completely different. But I like the way she has this relationship of being a friend with Ken. I kind of like how it's being executed so far. And I think it would be pretty cool. Nice little wholesome moments between the two. And I think later on, I want to see how this duo kind of goes about things. Because one thing when you're working with like a main character duo, like a Gon Killua, you kind of have to make sure both of them are kind of growing at the same time. Because most of the time when it's kind of like a duo, if one is clearly getting kind of outshined or they're getting more fanfare than the other, then that's kind of a problem. But so far, I think they're both used pretty good. And then the grandma, Ayase's grandmother, definitely did not expect that. She's definitely not a typical grandmother at all in any sort of media. She's pretty much she looks like 30, but she's apparently an old woman, and she's very strong. She uses her powers and helps Ayase kind of develop her powers more, and she kind of has a nice relationship with her. She's very hard on her granddaughter Ayase. I kind of like that. Maybe that pushes her into being something stronger. So that's a cool aspect, and it's pretty cool how their relationship kind of started in terms of powers and believing in of Ayase not believing in ghosts, and her grandmother kind of like teaching her like, oh, if you run into something, do this and whatnot. I kind of like that. It is also something I haven't seen that much, and in this series it's very unexpected that we would have ghosts and aliens play a pivotal role in the antagonist spot for this series. Definitely something I didn't expect, because back to the first chapter. This first chapter is pretty just ridiculous thinking about it now. When they get to this supposed alien ship, and then they're abducted by the aliens, and they're about to do these weird things to y'all say I don't think I can say on YouTube, and Ken is helping out and whatnot, and back to the grandmother for this situation. So basically, long story short, this grandmother wants for some reason this grandmother wants Ken's. He wants his junk. I don't think I can say anything other than that, because YouTube be kind of crazy with the strikes or whatnot. But he wants his junk pretty much. And when you read this, you're just like, what the hell? Why does she want this? And she repeats this multiple times. And she, long story short, she gets it. And he has this ability to transform into parts of her, but he can't do it too much. It's kind of like that whole demon thing where, oh, you can't let the demon use too much of you or he's going to consume you. That type of thing. But the whole thing to counter that is Ayase. And when he uses this ability, he's pretty much super fast, super strong, whatnot. I believe he takes care of the aliens along with her. And one thing that about his transformation is his transformation is so, like, I want to say it's cool, but it looks weird because his mouth is extended so far because it's half her face, but he still got the glasses to where it's like he doesn't even look cool. He just looks menacing, that's what he was going for. He definitely accomplished it, because yeah, his transformation is definitely one of the most oddball transformations I've seen. This ain't no Super Saiyan or nothing like that. This is something entirely different. But now, as for a series in total, because it's only 8 chapters, so I can't really say that much about it. I do think this series has potential. I think it has potential to be something pretty big. It might be able to take over that kind of Chainsaw Man-ish aesthetic, that the whole fan base of what people like, and because it is out of the norm. It's weird, but it's also cool. It has a possible pretty good storyline behind it, depending on how it's executed. So far, I think the story is pretty decent, and it might be able to expand to something I like. So yeah, hopefully the story becomes a little bit more enticing. But so far, if I had to give it a rating for 8 chapters, I mean, it's like a nice little 7 already. It's a decent 7. I think it's got potential. And when it comes to a possible, like I said, this is super early. If this gets an anime, I don't see it getting a big studio, because another thing that goes into it is like what studio like want to animate all this. But I could definitely see it kind of growing month by month, getting that attention and getting that those sales eventually. I think the art alone could grab some people in. So yeah, I think DanDaDan does have a lot of potential. I hope it gets better. I'm already enjoying it for what it is so far. It is entertaining. Art looks great. Characters are pretty decent so far. Antagonists, there's not really a main antagonist right now per se, unless you want to count the granny. But in later chapters, they kind of go over what she is. But yeah, that's my thoughts on DanDaDan. Definitely an out-of-pocket shonen, but I like series like that if it entertains me enough. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll highlight you on the next one.